Hello, I'm looking at episode number 166 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be Friday Night SmackDown for week 3 of August 2021. And it's the penultimate show on the road to SummerSlam for the Blue brand. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. I haven't got as much shit to plug at the start of this episode because I did that all during Raw. And nothing new has happened because I've actually done a quick turnaround on this episode. But we start with Randall Keefe coming to the ring, doing his heelish antics. Boo. And he says that, since last week he explained why he attacked Big E, but he's just got a lot of backlash for that, and people still don't seem to get it. But let me spell it out for you. Big E, he doesn't belong at that top tier here on SmackDown. Randy Orton, he used to be the legend killer, but now he sort of sees himself as the cornerstone of this company, and beating Randy Orton is something that will really cement you on the path to greatness. And yes, I know what you're thinking, Big E did beat him. Big E did beat me 1, 2, 3, but that doesn't count. That wasn't fair. Big E could never beat me fair and square 1-on-1, and now he's never going to get the chance because I punted him, and we're never going to see Big E on SmackDown again. And then never again lasts is about 20 seconds because Big E's music then hits, and he storms out from the back of a steel chair, and he tries to get to Randy, but Randy runs out through the crowd. And then Big E's all angry. We get fired up, Big E, and he's like, Randy, I know you're not normally seeing this side of Big E, but like I've said, everyone told me to get serious. They said that I'm not going to get on your level because of all the pancakes and all the happy-go-lucky, but why would I change myself? I'd rather be at the level I'm at now and not change myself than change everything about myself and be at the top. But I don't need to change myself because I've got this fire inside me. I just need some piece of shit to bring it out of me. And you've done that, Randy. And at SummerSlam, I challenge you to a match 1-on-1, Big E versus Randy Orton. And I'm going to prove that I've got what it takes to make it to the top. And you're not the legend killer. If you are the legend killer, I'm going to put you down. And I'm going to cement my legend at your expense. It's mic drop. Pissed off Big E, his hair. And he wants another match with Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Another 89 from above there. This is the best thing that's ever happened to them. They were sort of stagnant for a while, but putting them in this has sort of helped rejuvenate them because they've had these two Meta Leak specifically, but Lince Dorado wasn't in the one last week, but he's in this one. And Roman and Seth Rollins, they team up despite Roman not being there last week for Seth Rollins, and he gets the win. He spears Lince 1, 2, 3. 99 for Seth, 89 for Roman, 86 for Meta League, and a 79 for Lince. That's pretty fucking good from all accounts here. Then after the match, Seth Rollins grabs the mic. He's like, look, Roman, I can't put myself in your shoes. Obviously, this whole thing of you and your cousins, I can't relate because my cousins aren't wrestlers, and I don't want to throw myself in your family business. Hey, I've got my own family to take care of now. And I just want you to let you know that at SummerSlam, you can put all this behind you because me and you are going to team up and we're going for the Tag Team Championship gold against the Usos. And Roman sort of nods his head. It's like, okay, yeah. I just want to let you know. I just want to ask you, are you in or are you out? And he puts his fist out to do a shield fist bump. Because the first week back, they did it together, and the last week, Roman didn't help Seth, so it's still kind of weary what side he's on. Then the music of Rikishi hits. And he comes out. And he's like, Roman, I know I'm the last person you're expected to see here. You're Unk. I'm here. But you see, Jimmy and Jay, they have tried talking to you, but you don't seem to be listening. So they've sent me out here to do their dirty work, effectively. And look, I know things may seem a bit difficult between us now, but think of the family, Roman. This guy, pointing at Seth, he's like, this guy, he claims to be your brother, he claims to be your family, but how long is it until he stabs you in the back again? Think about that, Roman. Because he was your brother, he was your family for a while, and then he betrayed you at the expense of the first sight of success. He could go singles. But us, me, Jimmy J, Jacob, we've always been there for you. We are families. And you never forget that. And sure, you can face Jimmy and Jay at SummerSlam for these Tag Team Championships because all families fight, but This isn't personal, Roman. It's family business, and we need you on our side because you're one of us. And Roman's like, well, I wanted to be on the side. It didn't have to come this way, unk. But you tell your sons to keep their nose out of my business, and this wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have got to this. So, am I in or out of the family? Well, I'm in, yeah. But am I going to let that stop me and my Shield brother from kicking the Usos' ass at SummerSlam, winning those SmackDown Tag Team Championships? Hell nah. And then Rikishi just shakes his head like, I knew, see, you value this audience's opinion too much, despite the fact that they don't like you. And I knew you were going to say that. But maybe this will help you reconsider. When Jacob Fatu jumps into the ring and he jumps behind Seth Rollins, and he takes Seth Rollins to the ground and starts mauling him. And then Roman's sort of torn. Does he help his Shield brother, or does he help his family? And Rikishi sort of gives him a look like, come on bro, leave it. And then Roman shoves Rikishi on his ass, and he fights Jacob Fatu off. He sends him packing to the outside of a big clothesline to the outside. And he helps Seth Rollins up. And we now have our main event set for night 1 of SummerSlam. The Shield, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns will battle the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. 73, just a quick filler match because I needed to fill time on the show, and it does help advance the story. Bobby Roode defeats Dijakovic in 7 minutes, cheating, using underhanded tactics. Roode gets an 82 and a 68 for Dijakovic. Then after the match, Bobby Roode grabs a steel chair. He goes to continue with the assault on Dijakovic when I'm here to show the world. Dolph Ziggler, his music hits. He comes running out, and Roode swings at him, but Dolph ducks underneath the chair shot. Roode turns around, bang, super kick. Roode rolls to the outside and retreats up the ramp. Ziggler grabs the microphone. He's like, "Look, Bobby. Why? I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed. I thought we both knew that this was the best thing for our careers, and that the Dirty Dogs, they were going to the top. But you didn't see it that way, and you struck a nerve last week because a lot of what you've said is true, man. I'm not as hot as I once was. I'm not as beloved as I once was. I'm not even looked at in that top echelon anymore, and you were right in those regards, but you're wrong on one thing, Bobby. I've always been rated a lot higher than you, and you don't know what mistake you've made, because that Dolph Ziggler that they loved all those years ago, he's still in here somewhere, and you're gonna bring him out at SummerSlam when this team dies, and I cement myself once again, reminding the world why I am that damn good. Ziggler vs. Roode is set for SummerSlam. It might be on the kickoff, but it might not be, depending on whether I do what I am planning on doing with it, because that shouldn't be on the kickoff show if I do. Speaking of matches just to fill time, Shayna Baszler's on the show. She gets a quick win over Xia Brookside with the Kira Fuda clutch in 4:27. 72 for Shayna, 45 for Xia. Yeah, just to remind people that Shayna's here. I don't want her to go another 4 months without being used, so yeah, she just gets a nice win. Backstage segment, Cesaro is chilling with... Well, he's not chilling, actually. Ember and Shotzi are chilling on their tank, sort of making fine-tuned adjustments to it. When Cesaro walks up, he compliments the tank. He's like, hey, this is a pretty solid tank. They're like, thanks, Cesaro. Because they've got a mixed tag team match, Cesaro and Shotzi do, against Candice and Johnny. Because Cesaro is fighting Gargano at SummerSlam, 1-on-1. And Shotzi is teaming with Ember against Lady Scots and The Way in a triple threat match for the women's tag titles. So yeah, mixed tag match up next. Cesaro and Shotzi Blackheart against Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Gets an 82. That's fine. Yeah. It's actually decent, to be fair. The Garganos get the win because they are the real unit here, so it wouldn't make sense for them to lose. Candice pins Shotzi with the Wicked Stepsister to get an 82. Yeah, I said that. 89 for Cesaro, 80 for Gargano, 74 for Candice, and a 65 for Shotzi. And overall 82, yeah, so the Garganos get the upper hand heading into the SummerSlam show. Our resident SmackDown analyst, Pat McAfee, is sat down backstage this week with Drew Gulak, and he's sort of going over Drew Gulak's wrestling repertoire and, like, all the maneuvers Gulak knows and, like, the best way he plans to isolate Mustafa Ali and take his championship at SummerSlam. And Gulak, he sort of breaks it down. It's like, hey, if I take out the legs of the high flyer, that's gonna make my game a lot easier. And I've got a lot of moves. I've got the leg lock, the heel hook, all sorts of holds that can isolate the legs. And once I get him grounded, it's an even match. And I'm a lot better on the ground than he is. He's a lot better in the air than I am. So if I can take that advantage away from him, Pat, then SummerSlam, that championship will be mine. And then there's obviously a little screen showing the stats on it, and then static. The message, we're in their little message room, and he's like, "Ah, look at little Gulak, right? He gets one cheap win over me, and then one cheap win over Kushida, and he thinks he's ready for SummerSlam." Don't make me laugh, right? You're looking at the man who's single-handedly going to change this company for the better. You're looking at the man who, former Universal Champion, he beat Triple H at WrestleMania, and you're Drew Gulak. You were Daniel Bryan's friend for a little bit, weren't you? Then I can't really think of anything else you've done other than beat me, which obviously we've already debunked was a fluke and won't happen again at SummerSlam. And just to make sure, next week, well, you faced me on SmackDown, and you faced Kushida on SmackDown, and you can't face Mia Yim on SmackDown. So there's one more member of the message I'm seeing that you've not got into the ring with on this show. So how about next week, Drew? 2 nights before you get embarrassed, you get destroyed by Dabba-Kato on SmackDown. And Gulak says, okay, I can take him. I know how to isolate a big man. Bring the challenge on. So next week, Drew Gulak versus Dabba-Kato. Face to face, Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe. Sort of sells itself, really. They're the same. They came in around the same time. Neither was supposed to really be in WWE, but for 2 completely different reasons. Sami talks about how he was never supposed to make it as a small Canadian boy, red hair. Maybe sometimes he wrestled in a silly mask, but you can't prove anything. NXT hero, and of course Samoa Joe was the old indie veteran who was deemed that his look wasn't mainstream enough for WWE, and how the fact that he even made it to the company, let alone became WWE champion, was a goddamn miracle, especially at this stage in his career. And he's like, Sami, I went through hell to win this championship, and I'm going to go through a hell of a lot more to keep it. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to face me? And Sami's like, you're goddamn fucking right, I am. And Joe's like, huh. And don't blame me when your underdog story, your Cinderella story, has a bad ending. And then he sort of shoulder checks Sami and leaves. It's going to be a specific thing where Joe isn't going to get physical with Sami heading into the match, because that's just the story I want to tell. Like, Joe, he's going to save his talking for SummerSlam Night 2. 83 rated Matt, that's really good. This is a sentence. Montez Ford defeated AJ Styles in 12:29 by pinfall with a Sprog Splash after a distraction from KSI. 62 for Montez, 78 for AJ. And yeah, KSI's here again, and he distracts AJ Styles. And it sort of leads to a big schmoz where these specific 8 people get into a fight. AJ, Gable, Corbin, and Dakota of the Bivens Enterprises. And then the Street Profits, Bianca, and KSI. And it would end with somebody, probably Corbin, let's be honest, getting a cheap punch. KSI drops Baron Corbin with a punch, and he retreats up the ramp with the rest of Bivens Ent. And then the Profits go have microphone, they go, yo, this has gone on long enough. You guys, you want the smoke? Well, you're going to get the smoke at SummerSlam. Because just like Bad Bunny on Raw, we're seeing an 8-person mixed tag team match. We're seeing effectively the same match on Raw, but on SmackDown. AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Chad Gable, and Dakota Kai, the ABCD of Bivens Enterprises, against the Street Profits, Bianca Belair, and KSI at SummerSlam. Backstage segment. Roman is just chilling backstage. He's about to leave his locker room, and he leaves the locker room door and standing outside is Rikishi, just shaking his head. He's like, "What is it? What do you want now?" She's like, Roman, I thought we could get it into you. I thought we could explain why what you're doing is so bad for the family." And he's like, "Okay." It's like, you see, the Usos are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions because they are the greatest tag team this family has ever produced. Roman, you're not that. You're a singles guy. You're a WWE, a World Heavyweight Champion. And so what you're doing is you're teaming with your friend to take the championships away from the family. So if you win them at SummerSlam and you take them from the Usos, you're not doing the family any favors. There's one less champion in the family. And you've got to think about the family here, Roman. And think about it. If you're the WWE champion and they're the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, that's great for the family. So maybe you might want to second guess this whole SummerSlam thing. Roman's like, not a chance. They're my cousins. I respect the hell out of them. We're blood. But they done pissed me off. They got involved in my business. I'd be a champion right now if it wasn't for them. And they need to be taught a lesson, family or not family. Who runs this yard? Who is the head of this table? And it's me. And they're going to learn that the hard way at SummerSlam. And for the first time in their career, they're going to get an ass whooping courtesy of Roman Reigns. And he leaves. Very interesting discussion. Very interesting verbiage used by Roman in that segment. 82 rated main event. I'm fine with that. Actually, because it's actually perfect if you look at the match rate of the ratings they both got. But Sasha's Queen of the Ring run hits a little hiccup. A speed bump on the road to SummerSlam because she's pinned by Bayley in 12:44 with a headlock driver. Meaning that the SmackDown Championship match at SummerSlam will be a triple threat match, only available to defend against both Queen Sasha and Bayley. An 84 for Sasha and an 80 for Bayley. And yeah, nothing really happens after the match, it's just Bayley celebrating. Sonya, I guess, will be on comms or something. And yeah, the show goes off the air. And we get an 89. Somehow. I guess every single match that was important, being the opener, the mixed tag, Montez and AJ, and then the main event, all got above 82 or above, which is nice. The only segment on the show that didn't score green was Shayna and Zaya. So I guess 89 is fair. What matters more than the 89 is what you thought of the show, of course. So do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for episode 167, which will be the go home show for Raw for SummerSlam. And that, saying those words out loud, has really striked the fear of procrastination into me because I haven't really started the SummerSlam editing video yet. But I guess I can do that tomorrow since I'm off work until AEW starts. Anyway, I'm rambling. See you next time. Bye bye.